And you are welcome. It's yet again another Monday edition for Wake Up Nigeria, and it's a special one because it's the final Monday for 2024 January.
January is finally almost over. We were actually anticipating the 6 weeks of January, you know, and we thought we might have soaked a lot of Gary, you know, but God has been faithful.
Yes, indeed.
It's been good. And we're all here right now. You're letting us into your homes once again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. It's an abundance of happiness that we bring your way. And like we always say, it's a decision. You don't have to search for it. You just have to decide to be happy. So that's what we do here. And we're glad that you've decided to be happy alongside with us because we've got such an abundance, like I said from before.
Yeah, it's all about choices each and every day. Now, you choose to be happy and you choose to watch Wake Up Nigeria. And you could choose to stream with us as we go throughout the show. That's tvcentertainment.tv. That's our website. But guess what? We're also streaming on YouTube, guys. Yes, it's been a long time coming. Yeah. So we heard your pleas.
Exactly. You've got a multiple of options if you want to see us, whether live or even for after. And we say thank you for always choosing Wake Up Nigeria. It's the bright way to start your day every single day. To everybody who's out there outside of Nigeria, thank you very much for joining us on these streaming platforms. We'll continue to do more for you. By the way, you should also follow us on our social media platforms as well at TVC Entertainment _ is where you'd find us on all of these platforms. And of course, we have that little auxiliary one, which we have plenty of our posts on, and that's the Wake Up Nigeria one. Do tell them what it is.
Wake Up Nigeria TVCE is where we put all our shenanigans, all our behind-the-scenes activities that you probably never see on the show. That's where we hide them, so you don't tell anybody about it. Okay, you know, tell everybody about it. But really, we appreciate all the love, the comments, the contributions we get on that particular page, and we reply.
Yes, indeed we do. Thank you very much for seeing us terrestrially, well, at least if you're in Lagos, Nigeria, on Channel 16 for GOTV, and of course 49 the UHF option and 121 for StarTimes. We are more pleased.
Yes, indeed. Let's tell them what we're doing today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was in my jersey.
Oh, you were patriotic.
Yes, I was.
Starting off today, we're going to be doing some football, the beautiful game, and of course, celebrating Nigeria's achievement at the AFCON will be part of it. So join us as we talk football.
Then we'll be having our motivation segment. Now, this Monday, we have Martha Peters, alumni of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, visionary and strategist, coach and trainer. She's going to be discussing beyond resolutions, analysis and relearning.
And welcome back.
Yeah.
After a grand weekend this weekend, I must say that it was enjoyable. Whether you're a sporting fan or just simply family like I am, it was a grand one for me. And hey, how was your weekend?
Yeah, good. I told you I donned my jersey on Saturday.
Yes, you did say so.
Yes, indeed. And it was the day to wear it.
Did you enjoy it with family or with...
well, with colleagues, friends. You know, we had the live broadcast from eSporter, which is a lounge on CMD. And we had commentary, had everything. You know, Mike Masikeno is all about that. And it just felt good to see our boys flying a lot higher.
Finally, they woke up, I would say.
Wow.
And exactly at the time we needed them to, especially against Cameroon. It was one match everybody was looking forward to see how they were going to perform. I think the last time, didn't they best us the last time? Well, this is payback. Well, let's not jinx it quite yet because we still have quite a ways to go. So we're hoping that they continue to put up such a grand performance throughout the entirety of the remainder of the game. However, now something also hit social media, and it had to do with the world of entertainment and music. And Arya Starr was all about the place when it comes to tongues wagging. Did you see the video of Arya Starr walking into VIP for an event and casually handshaking her elders in the industry? This caused a lot of stir.
Casually, well...
Amongst these people was King Sunny Ade, might I say again, King.
I'm just thinking about the generational gap. You know, myself and Winfrey talked about this a little earlier on, and there is a gap with regards the mentality behind respect. So if these people have done something for your industry, yes, give them the respect. But there are a lot of people that could have done better for our youth. And I feel like that generation have sort of realized it and are not responding the way we did when we were exposed to our elders.
I wouldn't want to think that Arya Star thought about it that academically. Maybe it was just a very minor flaw, yeah?
I'm just talking about generational gap generally.
I think about it from the culture perspective. I think that culturally things have changed and the younger ones are no longer at liberty to actually exercise these, what we term very relevant cultures as we used to. I mean, I wouldn't walk into a place, regardless of who was there, as long as it was VIP and there were people who were older than me there, my mode of greeting them would be very, very different from her approach. It didn't have to be King Sunny Ade. If you're older than me, I would give you that respect. That was what I thought perhaps could have been employed there. It didn't have to be because it was
the comment section had different varied views. She shook hands with both hands and, you know, casually bowed. To them, it wasn't enough. To some, it was enough. You know, let's just leave it up to everyone else at this point. I don't know. The fact that she even went to greet.
Yeah. Let's note that she also did say that she went back to make sure that she made amends, but that wasn't caught on video.
Of course
in any
it wasn't.
Case,
they never catch the repair.
Yeah, they never catch the repair. So, on with the show now. What next do we do before the news?
The weather.
And you're welcome. It's time for the news again. Let's talk Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Now, this may just be a sign of division in the West African bloc ECOWAS. The junta-led government of Burkina Faso, Mali, and also Niger have announced their exit from the Economic Community of West African States. The Sahel countries issued a joint statement where they allege that the West African bloc is influenced by foreign powers against the principles of its founding fathers. The ECOWAS Commission, on the other hand, says it has not received any official information to that effect and is also monitoring events in these countries. Mayor Thomas reports.
The military-led government of Niger announced on its national television a joint decision with Mali and Burkina Faso to pull out of ECOWAS. It may not come as a surprise to many that these three French-speaking West African countries have decided to pull out of the regional body. The three countries have continued the alliance of Sahel states, including signing a joint pact to help one another against external aggression. This is from fear of ECOWAS threats to use military force where necessary. The regional body and indeed other international organizations have continued to condemn the disruption of democracy in these countries with stiff sanctions. The sanctions have taken a toll on not just the economy of their countries, but also their living conditions. Financial aid from countries like the United States have been halted, with their assets in ECOWAS frozen. School children in Niger, for example, have not been able to attend classes, and electricity from Nigeria has been cut, putting about 70% of Niger in darkness. All these pressures, including diplomatic negotiation, is to ensure a return to democracy. This decision by Niger may not be unconnected to the inability of the ECOWAS Presidential Task Force team to meet up with a scheduled meeting in Niamey on the 25th of January. A communique from the ECOWAS Commission says the team could not travel due to technical issues on the chartered aircraft. Though the junta spokesman says the decision to sever ties with ECOWAS was due to the inability of the regional body to help in the fight against terrorism and insecurity.
En effet, l'organisation n'a pas apporté assistance à nos États dans le cadre de notre lutte existentielle contre le terrorisme et l'insécurité. Face à cette situation qui perdure, leurs excellences le capitaine Ibrahim Traoré, le colonel Assimi Goïta et le général de brigade Abdourahmane Tchani, respectivement chef d'État du Burkina Faso, de la République du Mali et de la République du Niger, prenant toutes leurs responsabilités devant l'histoire et répondant aux attentes, préoccupations et aspirations de leur population, décident en toute souveraineté du retrait sans délai du Burkina Faso, du Mali et du Niger de la communauté économique des États de l'Afrique de l'Ouest.
ECOWAS founding fathers set up the regional body on the 28th of May 1975 to achieve economic integration. The military takeover in 4 of the 15 member states has been regarded by many as a setback for the region. The pullout of these countries could further affect the aim of the regional body in meeting free movement and integration ECOWAS was set up to achieve. It is important to note that Article 91 of the revised ECOWAS Treaty of 1993 says any member wishing to withdraw from the community shall give to the Executive Secretary 1 year notice in writing, who shall inform the member state thereof. At the expiration of this period, if such notice is not withdrawn, such a state shall cease to be a member of the community. Considering the current suspended state of these three Sahel countries and the non-fulfillment of their financial responsibilities and other obligations to the regional body since their suspension, it is not clear if they have a right to withdraw from the regional body. The only Arab-speaking member of the body, Mauritania, that pulled out in year 2000 followed this procedure laid out in the treaty. 4 countries are currently under suspension by ECOWAS. They are Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. As the world awaits the next line of action from ECOWAS, especially ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, it is important to note that this decision or this next line of action will, to a very large extent, determine the strength, capacity, and sustainability of the regional bloc. Muya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
Very funny. Did you guys see that? Humans share 50% of the DNA with bananas, which is very funny joke. That's why it's called Musa sapientum. Botanical name.
Yeah, you would remember that, wouldn't you?
Funny. That's not why it's called, so anyhow. Ladies, welcome. Winfrey, you are looking fantastic. I love the belt. Can I take it home?
Thank you, sure.
It'll help my six-pack.
What do you want to use it for?
Yet to be
It's going to go around.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm already killing myself. I don't need your help. Anyhow, ladies, welcome. Monday discussions here for What's Up About. Very interesting one, and it's something most people must have seen on social media. It's the video of Tanya Okpala, ex-Nigerian tennis champion and representative, who was seen in a video in a very strange circumstance. It was a video of a gentleman making a video of her, recording her, and she went on to, what's the word I would use?
Express herself.
Express herself.
Yeah.
There are questions regarding her state of mind and also, in that video, and it raised so much concerns. Many people said, where is the Nigerian Association responsible for these ex-superstars who played for Nigeria, represented Nigeria? What are they doing to help these individuals? And then there's another school of argument, which goes the way of how did she get there? Is it her responsibility to have taken care of herself, or was it somebody else's, such as the government? Many arguments, and I'm wondering what you ladies thought about it after you saw the video.
There were quite a few questions that came up on social media, especially in the comment section. It's gone everywhere. Almost every blog has posted about it. And the question for me is, what led to her being on the streets? She mentioned being, being called certain names in that particular area, being bullied because of her skin tone, and also her not expecting to be given any reverence or respect from this person that was even making the video. She was expecting him to also call her name.
Just as she was expecting, she expects everybody else to also respect the fact that I've done this for Nigeria and I don't get any respect.
Yeah.
Winfrey, you saw the video, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
It was interesting. Okay, so now these are my thoughts. I mean, there are several. People believe several things, right? And as much as, yes, responsibility, yeah, of course. I mean, they serve Nigeria, they represent Nigeria at different points in their lives. I still believe that the sole responsibility of any human being is first on you, irrespective of what you're doing. Do you understand? I believe that we're all here for a purpose. I believe we all are here to serve a purpose, right? So whether that purpose will take you international, whether it's to make you a celebrity, whether it's to make you a known name or not, there's something you're doing here. So in the end of the day, right, everyone has a sole responsibility to take care of themselves, right? So, I mean, different people believe that, maybe there should have been an association. I mean, for instance, now we had the case of Mr. Ibu not too long ago, right, talking about his state of health and all of that. And then we had an actor on set literally talk about how sometimes after you actually are in a movie or on a movie, at this movie set, they literally give you certain kind of things when you're done to just relax and enjoy yourself. Some people decide to say no, but some people have certain habits of literally just enjoying life, quote and unquote, forgetting that you have a future, and I mean literally everything amounts to something eventually. So I'll say, yeah, despite the fact that, I mean, of course, in cases like that, we've seen the associations and all of that, or their colleagues, you come up, to raise money and things like that. But then again, first and foremost, responsibility to take care of yourself literally lies on you. That's what I was saying.
I'd like to say this, yes. There were other references made by the gentleman who was making the video when he asked her whether she was on any substance, although that's not how he
said
put it.
Recreational.
Yeah. She, however, responded with a mental status reference herself, which would imply that she's not okay mentally. Now, there are two references here. One is drug use, the other one is
mental health.
Mental health. And the question that I asked myself is, which one led to the other? Was it drug use that perhaps led to a mental health issue, or was it a mental health issue that led to drug use? I do not know. My point is this. I hope that she gets the help that she needs. And with this video, I'm sure that Nigerians, as we always have big hearts, will come to her aid. However, just like Winfrey had said, it is your responsibility whether you like it or not. Especially when you have been exposed to so many different clients and choices, luxurious choices.
So I hear you. Luxurious.
I haven't landed yet. When you have been exposed to many choices and some of them luxurious, let me put it that way, it is your responsibility to say, okay, this is where I could or should stop. Maybe I don't need to do this. That's what Winfrey, I believe, means when she says that it's your responsibility regarding all of these choices.
So a lot of people don't see addiction as a disease. A lot of people don't see addiction or mental.
Now, we're not saying that she's addicted because we don't have that information.
I'm just saying, I just said a lot of people don't see addiction as a disease. The same way someone with a real physical health issue is given medication, given rehabilitation, or given PT, physical therapy, is the same way addicts also need care. Also, you mentioned mental health. We've for decades, we've been trying to make sure that people see mental health as more than just a stigma, but they actually see it as something that could become, it's an ailment. It is also a disease, right? Think about the issue of depression, right? There are some medications that are prescribed for people that are going through mental health issues. If, for instance, something happened, we don't know what happened that led to this, that led to her being on the street. It could have been anything. We don't know. I feel like it's too soon to judge.
I agree with you.
That's where I am.
And
so
if for instance, I believe that you would have seen that this is exactly where I was going. However, I'd like to apply this to other professions as well. There are certain professions that actually come with very special kind of, what do you call these, insurance packages, or what do you call it? Because they note that this profession is only just going to last like 5 years.
We're talking about pensions.
Pensions, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Thank you very much. Pensions and all, because they know that it's going to, some of them are sports, some of them are entertainment, but those two, especially those two, it would behoove whoever chooses to go into this kind of profession to note that this is what my profession is going to do to me eventually. Because some of these professions, when they're done with you, they spit you out. They don't kick you out, they spit you out, meaning that they sucked everything from your life, they've taken your youth, and you have nothing else to give once you're out, because mostly everything that you gave was your physical...
When this exposure we have...
So Mazina talking about, okay, fine, they
Once again, I'm not done, but it's okay.
And they spit you... Will you be done today? I don't think so. They spit you out, they spit you... When you were in the profession, having the glories of the profession, who was getting the accolades? Fine, Nigeria, but at the same time, you, at some point. That's why to still remain your core responsibility to make sure that you are okay. Let's talk about pensions. Okay, fine, you work for years and years and years, serve in the military. My dad was a military person, right? And all of that. And then things still happen to those pensions and those cares and those structures put in certain places thanks to the country that we're in. So nothing still guarantees that you'll be taken care of if you fail to do so by yourself. So my thought basically is just, fine, all of these things happen. As Sisi would say, fine, depression is...
It's a disease.
It's a disease. But at the same time, Sisi, in the beginning and in the end, right, you still have to take care of yourself. Everything is caused by something, be it depression, be it mental health. That's why now they talk about mental health awareness and all of that. And they are also preventive. They are preventives to actually get you from getting to that.
So one of these preventives are supposed to be family support.
Yeah, support generally.
Support, family support, right? And now she mentioned in that video that she's mixed race and she was expecting some sort of slurs and bullying because of the fact she's mixed race. We don't know what happened with her family. We don't know the family members that enjoyed her glory and chopped her money, that eventually when she needed help, she needed to be stopped from making those wrong choices.
You were still
they were not
responsible to know.
Yes, you're still responsible, but the truth is, at some point, A lot of addicts, in quotes, don't even know when they're getting to a particular breaking point. People need to pull them back from it. That's what I'm saying. And those same people that enjoyed all those monies or glory or whatever when she was a star, were they there for her when she was down and out? Those are the questions I'm asking. How did it get to that point that there was nobody for her to turn to? Where's her sister? Before we even start looking at government or anybody else.
True. A little trivia here. She actually, her and her sister, that's she's Tanya and Katia. They actually both represented Nigeria as champions. Little research on her there. Very interesting. However, we can't. My submissions will not end here. You are correct.
I'm just hoping, you know, someone is watching.
I'm sure she'll get some help. I'm very
hopefully.
Sure. It's a sad video, and we hope that she does get that help.
Yeah,
Tell us what you think. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Would like to know, and also perhaps maybe respond to your messages as well. We're live on YouTube as well as X, so make sure that you're seeing us live. If you have to move about, that's one option, or you can simply just download the app and have us with you in iOS or Google Play Store. Let's take a break. We'll be back. And you're welcome. It's time to do the papers this morning. Thank you very much for sticking with us until now. We've got a couple of papers for you: The Punch, The Guardian, The Vanguard, and of course the Daily Trust newspaper. And we're going to be looking at all these headlines. I'm not doing it alone. Of course, I have Titi. Thank you very much. Let's start with The Punch newspaper. Would you like to go first?
The Punch. If we're starting with The Punch, it says this Monday, 29th of January, kidnapping epidemic, tracking device shortage hindering police probes, say sources. Death of tracking devices causes delays in investigations. Arrest of abductors, says investigators. Well, technology does have its challenges, but hopefully we'll figure out a way to overcome them soon enough. Top left there, it says Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, yet to exit formally, say ECOWAS. Federal government appoints 6 governors to minimum wage panel. It says here, IRS demands Achimugu's tax return after lavish birthday. Is that becoming a thing?
Don't show yourselves. That's all I'm going to say.
That is actually a conversation.
We actually had this issue about 3 or 4 years ago where people who had these lavish lifestyles were being targeted by the IRS. But then again, that is their job to actually check you, you know, if you are remitted and all of that. But then again, this just goes to everybody out there. Be careful. I wanted to touch on something real quick, and that's the Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger exit from ECOWAS, although not yet official. Now, there are certain sanctions that the West African states have put on these countries. And in reference to Nigeria and the fact that we also have some of these sanctions against maybe Niger and Burkina Faso, especially Niger, where we've cut out power, there are economic factors that also affect our economy as well.
Definitely.
Because, I mean, we used to provide power. We used to get something back for that. So imagine how much revenue we've also cut by losing that relationship. So they're not the only ones suffering. We also are as well. Very unfortunate
But there obviously have to be so many terms that... So even when you're cutting any business relationship, there have to be some terms that have to be met before you can completely sever ties. So these might be factors that will make them possibly think about it first before they completely sever ties. But I'm hoping that they can come to some kind of level playing ground where they decide against it. Because as Africans, West Africans, you know, I think we're stronger together than apart.
Yeah, we'll see this across all the papers that we go through. But one thing that I really wanted us to touch on again was that the picture photo story here.
Yes. It is NDLEA declares a beauty queen not wanted. Nabs Brazil returnee. Now, there's definitely more on that story on page 4. We are definitely watching that story as well.
Watching that story and also noting that this is going to continue to get worse because of the economic situation. Everything seems to be tied into the economic situation of Nigeria right now. Because Nigeria is happening to everybody. Can we move on now to The Punch? Sorry, to The Guardian.
The Guardian newspaper here has this headline. It says here, trade security concerns as Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso exit ECOWAS on the coup fallouts there. Then, of course, the infographic, well, not really an infographic, just a graphic right there with all the presidents or the heads of state in tow. It says, also on the cover of The Guardian, it says, account for over 40 trillion naira allocations to FCT councils, Serap tells governors. US-based professor shot dead in Osun after party. Mob kills gunman. Petrol trading lifts NNPC's profit to $2.7 billion. Saudi Aramco declares $161 billion. Beware, COVID infections, fatalities still on the prowl. NRC announces return of Kano-Lagos train service.
Don't know if to be happy or concerned about that one, the resumption of that service, because we had plenty of insecurity along that corridor, the Lagos-Kano one. I don't know if those have been attended to. It's the best way to actually get around now, especially with all the increase in fuel prices and all the trains should actually serve to help commuters get to places on time, in quotes, and also at better cost. We hope that these issues that have been nagging that corridor have been attended to, and so we can see a return to normalcy when it comes to...
I was looking at that COVID story there. There's a news analysis on page 4. I would really be interested in seeing that analysis, because there was a time, was it in November? In November, it just did seem like everybody was coming down with something, you know, and everyone was taking medication and acting like everything is fine. But we've sort of just let go of all our hygiene practices.
Well, I wouldn't say absolutely. I think some
a lot of people have.
But a lot of people might have, but then again...
We're still shaking hands, hugging, and all that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should think about the distancing thing one more time.
Perhaps maybe just a little bit, you know, consideration, because it never really went away.
Yeah.
We kind of like perhaps got immune, better immunity, especially after getting the vaccines and all, but it's actually still out there. Just note, it's just like the common cold.
Goodness.
Moving on to the Vanguard now. I'm going to take this one now. Big story here, as usual, from other papers. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger pull out of ECOWAS. We're ready for a negotiation solution, says ECOWAS Commission, and Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger on suspension from ECOWAS presidency. Says it's a serious diplomatic meltdown. Note how they are ready for negotiations because, like I said from before, there are trade issues that concern not only the parties that are being sanctioned, but also the parties that are giving these sanctions.
There are also, you know, a lot of conspiracy theories about what it means to break up West Africa. There was a time we were considering having a West African currency, and now you're seeing all sorts of, you know, things trying to divide this particular unit of nations. And the truth is, we heard of Brexit and what Brexit did to the UK, and I don't think they've recovered from that. And Africa has always needed a little more support. Adding more countries would have probably been better than losing a few. There are definitely conversations around that, and we'll be watching that story.
There are more headlines here. FG inaugurates minimum wage committee tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And corrupt governance responsible for insecurity banditry in the north, says the VP's Chatima. At the very bottom of the Vanguard, Forex crisis, high import duty, depressed vehicle, other imports. Yes, we have talked about this many times. Our imports are not like they used to be. Car dealers have resorted to buying already used cars here in Nigeria to be able to make sales and no longer imported cars. When was the last time you saw a fairly used car from abroad? Like a purchase of a fairly used car from abroad?
A fairly used...
well, let's use the word.
They're definitely getting a lot more expensive.
Exactly.
And most of the reasons why those cars are even sent in is because they were probably on a higher fuel consumption level for that country anyway. So people are making adjustments here on this side of the pond. And even humans, you know, considered, you know, a vehicle with less fuel consumption.
Absolutely. And that has saved my life in the past few months.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd have been doing if I was still using that behemoth. In any case, we had the Daily Trust, but there's only one variance in headline, and that's war on Gaza, children paying highest price. But that's all we can take for the papers this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got more inside of Wake Up Nigeria, where Winfrey is waiting in the wings. No, actually, she's waiting in the kitchen with our chef, and we're wondering what we're having for breakfast this morning. What are we having for breakfast, Winfrey?
I don't know, but we're about to find out. Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, guys. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and we're here to kickstart your... what will I call it now? Dietary needs for the week? Yes, let's leave it at that. Hi, Chef Dami. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
All right, so now this is your second time here at Wake Up Nigeria. How does that feel? It feels good.
It feels
like
good.
a great opportunity.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
All right, amazing. So I see a lot of things happening here.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot. So tell me, what are we having for breakfast this morning?
All right, so we are having sandwich. That's the chicken and the avocado sandwich with omelets and crepes roll.
So just think that a sandwich that's causing all these problems, man. Okay. All right, so now tell me, run me through each and everything we need to make the sandwich. Now, you said we're having sandwich.
Yes.
So we're having chicken and
Avocado
sandwich
yes, with omelets.
with omelets.
Yes, that's with our egg.
Okay, so run me through what we need for the sandwich.
All right, so for the sandwich, obviously we have bread. That's the sliced bread.
Bread smells so nice.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then we have the milk. Then we have the avocado.
What milk? Did you say that's milk?
This is milk.
Oh, this is milk. Oh,
and
yeah.
this is mayonnaise.
Okay, what type of milk is this?
Evaporated milk.
All right.
And then this is condensed milk also.
Are we using both of them for the
Yes,
sandwich?
we are.
All right, all right.
Yeah, so this is avocado, the chicken. I'll have to stir fry the chicken.
Okay.
So we'll have it in this. That's all for the...
That's chicken breast, right?
Yes, chicken breast.
All right, great.
So that's all for the sandwich.
sandwich,
And then
okay.
for the omelets, we have the egg, the black pepper seasoning. And then for the crepes and sausage roll, we have the flour here, our sugar, then the sausage that we'll be using for the roll. So yeah.
Okay, so we're making sandwich, omelets,
And
crepes,
crepes roll.
and sausage roll.
Yes, please.
Wow, okay, so we are making 3 things today, or 4. All right, no problem. So now run me through the process to create the sandwich.
Okay, so for the sandwich, I will have to toast the bread first.
All
So
right.
we have this flaky texture outward.
Oh, okay.
And then I will make my avocado. I'll have to mash it.
Mash it.
So
okay.
I'll put it there. Then the lettuce is just like a veggies to be on the bread.
On the bread.
Before my avocado and my chicken breast.
Okay.
Then my black pepper goes in with my seasoning.
Okay.
Just to make everything perfect.
And that's it. Oh, that seems quite simple and straightforward. Now for the crepe roll,
Yeah.
tell me, run me through it.
So for the crepe roll, I have the flour here. I have my sugar. I have my nutmeg, my sugar and salt.
All
So
right.
for this crepe roll, I'm using this sausage. I'll make my crepe first
Okay.
by just pan frying.
Yes,
and then roll it up.
how we making a crepe?
So all of my
Dry ingredients, yes.
goes in, and then my condensed milk with my butter goes in also.
Okay.
And then I stir everything together. Then I pan-sear. Then after that,
You're not using any eggs for that?
I'll use egg.
Oh, okay,
I'm using
okay.
eggs for that. So,
Okay.
so egg, milk, butter, everything goes in.
Into, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will do that, and then I roll it up with my crepe. Sorry, with my sausage.
With your sausage?
Yes.
All right, amazing. Okay, so what are we starting with? I can't remember what you said the banana was used for.
For banana syrup.
That's another thing we're making.
So it's just like a dip for the crepes roll.
Okay, how are we making that?
So it's just a mixture of sugar, water, and my banana.
And banana. So
So
we're
the
gonna
banana
mash
will be
up.
mashed.
Yes, and then mix it.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Oh, banana syrup. That sounds quite interesting. Okay, let's start. So what did we decide to start with?
All right, so first I'll have to stir fry my
Stir fry
chicken breast.
chicken. Okay, great. So now in the pan, and we have
So when
some
it gets
oil.
dry, I'll put my oil and then all of this.
Yeah.
With my black pepper and salt.
Yeah, just again to marinate for a bit.
Yes.
All right. So tell me, Dami, what is it about cooking that makes you happy? Why did you decide to cook? A lot of people believe cooking is stressful. Why?
Yeah, so if you actually don't have a passion for cooking,
Yeah.
it will not be interesting because it's a lot of work and people don't actually see the behind the scenes. So they just see the plate that comes out.
That's the best part.
Yeah, so but the behind the scene is a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Yes.
So what was your first exposure to cooking that literally made you love it?
I think it was my grandma. I stayed with her for a very long time and she loved to cook also. So she introduced me to cooking. And then I loved...
set
Yeah,
ready.
so I actually loved how she does her thing.
Yeah.
So it just made me fall in love with
Oh,
it.
amazing. Okay, now we're actually about to stir fry our chicken breast with some seasoning. But at that time, we actually have to go on a quick break. When we come back, so much more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us. Welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm still here with Chef Dami of Pleasant's Cuisine. Amazing. Isn't she pleasant? She's pleasant, right? All right, so we're still here. We're making our sandwich, our chicken and avocado sandwich. We're making some crepe sausage rolls and omelets, right?
Yes.
Definitely makes for a very, very balanced diet. As you can see, we have our veggies, we have our eggs, we have some
some carbohydrates with the bread, and so much more. So tell me, how far have we gone now?
So I'm just trying to stir fry the chicken that will go into the sandwich. And after this...
What did you add on there?
Okay, black pepper, seasoning, and spring onions.
Spring onions, all right. And after that, what are we doing next?
So after that, I make my crepes.
Okay,
so I'll have to mix all of these ingredients together to make my crepes.
All right, amazing. Are we using all that flour?
No, we are not.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So you just use and put what you need in there.
In there, yes, and then go ahead.
All right. So now the spring onions are being, what are we using spring onions for?
So it's just for this, and then to just combine with the sandwich.
Oh, okay.
I will need more for the sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Great, great, great. I think we're we're on the way to what we're doing, and all of that. So more spring onions.
Yeah.
For the chicken, definitely give it a lot of flavor.
Yes.
And taste. All right. Right, so you were telling me about what you love about cooking. You said your grandma introduced you to cooking.
Yes,
All right, at what age was that?
That was like age 12.
Age 12. Okay, keep on going. Keep on doing what you're
Yes,
doing.
that was in age 12.
Yeah.
Because I remembered my dad never liked me entering kitchen.
Really?
So my mom just
That's a
transferred me
very,
to my
very
grandma.
interesting
Like,
dad.
you have to go away.
You have to go.
So that
Why
was
didn't
it.
he like enjoy you going to the kitchen?
I don't know. He liked to cook.
Oh.
So he just enjoyed entering kitchen and doing all of those
Doing all
things
of
by
that.
himself.
He didn't want to see you stressed, you know. He
At
wanted
all.
his baby girl fresh and all of that.
So my mom didn't want that.
Okay.
So she asked me to go to my grandma's.
Isers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And now look at you. You enjoy
Yeah.
it. So now what does he think about you being a chef?
So I think it's just the passion that really pushed me.
Yeah.
And I was doing the 9 to 5 before now. And then when I stopped doing that, I just said, you know what? I think
Yeah.
you have to go for what you like
What you
to
really
do.
want. Oh,
So
nice.
yeah.
Nice. Okay, so now what do you do? At Pleasant Cuisine, what do
Yeah.
we do? What do we have? What do we
Okay,
serve?
so I do local and continental meals.
All right.
I do private chefing also. So if people have like, oh, I want a chef to come in and do this for
Let
me,
me
I
have you
do
say
that.
that's why you want to beat the eggs, right?
Yes,
okay,
thank you.
Let me do that.
So I do the local and continental cuisines. I do private chefing. I cater for big events.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the things I majorly do. And I also develop recipes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice. So what's your favorite recipe that you've developed so far?
It has to be my mewagoing sauce. Yes.
Yeah, what's special about it? Tell me.
A lot of things, actually. Because I know the first time I started Pleasant Cuisine, I started with the ewagoing.
Okay.
So that was what made me really known.
Oh,
So
really?
it's like a signature meal.
Oh, the signature meal. I hope the
Yes.
next time you're coming, you're going to make it for us.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll definitely
That's fair enough.
like to try that out.
I'll do
All right.
that.
Amazing. In
It's
case
just that it takes a lot of time, but that's
true.
fine.
But the sauce, that's very true. But
Yeah.
first time frying agoing sauce, I was frustrated. Though.
Yeah,
Because I
it
didn't
takes a
know
lot
that.
of time.
I mean, I probably started with the smaller portion, but I started frying with like a lot of dry pepper, and I'm like, I was frustrated. Anyways, that's the summary. Anyways, in case you're just joining us, I'm still here with Chef Dami of Pleasant Cuisines, and we're making sandwiches, chicken and avocado sandwiches, crepe sausage rolls, and omelets. As you can see, I'm literally stir frying the chicken breast in the pan. In there, we have some seasoning, some pepper, and some spring onions. This will be done about now, right?
Yeah, very soon.
Okay, very
I
soon.
need it to be very soft.
Very, very soft. All right, nice. It's chicken breast, so it doesn't take too much time to cook.
Yeah, between 3 to 5 minutes.
3 to 5 minutes. All right. All right, so that's the avocado now. Okay, and definitely our avocados need to be ripe,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
we
so that it can be
press
mashed
out.
properly.
This is something I still, for some reason, can't get my head around eating.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. It just doesn't go down my throat.
Oh, wow.
Especially if I can taste it. So I must like either eat it with maybe rice, just
Okay.
tiny, or maybe
So you
in
enjoy
bread, yeah, or mix it with something. I just must not taste it. I also enjoy it in smoothies
That's
though.
fair enough.
Yeah, I just mustn't taste it. It's crazy. All right, and it's very good for the skin. Oh. So
Very
it's a thing.
good.
Very, very good. All right, now, okay, while we allow Chef Dami to go on with all she has to do, we definitely have some updates from AFCON, right? And we have Mazino and a special guest on our couch.
I'm sorry, Winfrey. I'm not sure why exactly you're celebrating my guest more than I, because I'm the one who's hosting this segment here. Welcome. It's time for the beautiful game. Olamide, you've been celebrated enough. Welcome.
I'm speechless. I'm elated.
It's all good,
It's
man.
a pleasure to be here.
It is always a pleasure to talk about Nigeria, only
yes.
after we've done very good. Because if we haven't, or if we hadn't done any good,
We
I
won't
don't
be
think that we'll
talking
be
about-
this happy or have these measure of smiles on our faces.
Yeah.
But let's talk about our kind of events.
Our experiences so
Saturday.
far.
On Saturday, Nigeria met Cameroon once
yes.
again for the AFCON matches, and this time we actually bested them 2-0. Seemed to be the best match for Nigeria so far. We actually had one goal disallowed in the beginning, like as if they were saying, it's too soon to start already. You guys should just chill. But then again, it seems to be one of the best matches overall in the entire tournament. People were very excited about that, and that led to a whole lot of conversations, even inside of social media. You saw the match now, didn't you?
Of course. I think for the very first time in this particular tournament, we saw a better Nigerian side. They came out from the very first minute of the game.
Yeah.
They were very aggressive. They were very powerful because normally whenever you watch Cameroon play against Nigeria, it's always the opposite. The Cameroonians are usually well built. They're fast, they're strong. But this time around, we literally bullied them. And of course, prior to the match, there was a lot going on social media. People talking about Cameroon Pepe, and now and the Cameroonians really made that trend. It was fun. It was interesting.
It would seem that the Cameroonians actually thought that they were going to get the better of us this time.
Yes, because even as Nigerians, if we're being honest, this is the first competition in quite some time that a lot of Nigerians are not expectant. We're not looking forward to, us going far.
Yeah.
Because over the last couple of years, we've steadily declined in terms of our performances in the national team. And even though the African Football Player of the Year is actually a Nigerian football player, there wasn't really so much expectations. People were just thinking that over time and soon enough, we'll pack our bags and go back home.
So let's look at our efforts from before the match, actually. Everybody had said that we barely scraped through into this level. And like you said, we weren't expecting much for this match.
Okay.
Now, what changed in between that and the Nigeria-Cameroon match? Was it based on psychology, or was it a strategy thing?
I don't think it's a strategy thing. Reason being that we still are not playing very well.
Wait, so even with the 2-0...
We're not playing very well.
Let's just agree that...
We just played a very, very bad, poor Cameroonian side. That's my submission on that. Because,
fantastic. I got another follow-up question to that one. Now, based on this, we're going to be meeting Angola next.
Well-organized team, well-coordinated. They play pretty good football. But then they will be going in as the underdogs rather than,
the champion. Well, I mean,
so Angola, the last game they won 3-0, and it was convincing. They've been very solid and very good in the competition so far. So coming up against the Nigerian team, it's going to be offering another type of flavor in this competition. We do hope to see the very best in football and may the best team win. I'm still not 100% convinced about the Nigerian team. I'm convinced about the players as individuals. We've had some outstanding performances from players like, Victor Osimhen. He's been solid all through. We've seen the backline, Ekong, they've all done very well. Olaino, Calvin Bassey. These guys have been solid. We've seen what they can produce. But as a unit, we haven't seen that,
coordination,
flexible football.
Yeah. Now, so let's just say that our next match is going to be cumulative sports psychology here. I'm saying this because, like what you have just mentioned, Angola are very strategic. They came out really good the past match. We played a poor Cameroonian side, so we can't actually boast about that. They're also the underdog, so let's not forget the stadium. The stadium is actually going to be rooting for the Angolans. What are our chances? If I said, pitch it, what do you think might come out?
So it's the quarterfinals.
It's the quarters. This is going to be very aggressive.
Anything can happen. And if it goes by, the current standings of both nations, everyone will expect Nigeria to go through. But if I want to really analyze things, it's going to be a tough one because the Angolans are very good. We've played them a few times and they've shown how good they can be. So it being the tournament of surprises, I mean, there's been some top teams leave the competition so far. And I hope there's no surprise being a Nigerian. But
Ghana is out of the way. Cameroon is out of the way. We really have no formidable, and I use that word.
The Senegal.
Wow.
They've picked up all the points. They've won every game so far. So I think Senegal, Egypt, those are the big threats. Of course, there's still Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
They were able to scale through eventually. And hopefully they could go a bit further because they're playing much later today.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the games for later today. Cape Verde, Mauritania, Senegal, Ivory Coast. That's actually a very interesting one. That's one I'm looking forward to. I think at 9 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. There's Mali, Burkina Faso. They've just exited ECOWAS, so we're not rooting for these guys, are we? I don't know. And then there's Morocco, South Africa. The South Africans.
Well, you know, the South Africans, I'll call them an average side, but they're also very practical and technical. Every match so far in the tournament, they've come, you know, with some sort of new approach towards the game. By some strange reason, I just think they're going to go far.
Oh.
Yes, because they play as a unit rather than individuals, and that's very important in football. So, yeah.
Well, hey. We're looking forward to some very interesting games this evening. Especially Ivory Coast and Senegal is the one that I really want to see, and I'm hoping that this is going to be. I'm gonna be all out. Hoping that also our match for Friday the 2nd, which is with Angola, is going to turn out good. Fingers crossed. Please, whatever you worship, pray for Nigeria. Olamide, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Pleasure being here.
And do remember now, for the beautiful game, we actually have these very interesting forums where you can actually come and enjoy the match live with our team. Mike Mesicano is all about that one. It's a very fantastic atmosphere like it was on Saturday at East Porter. And we had some guests who we're very much taken care of. And it could be you if you join us next time. Now, let's take a very short break. We've got more coming your way for Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now, if you're still in the mood for some more Monday morning rush, that little sprinkling of luck that we share with you, we are right here with you.
Lucky you guys. Yes, you've heard it. Today, we set out to make sure that we bring you guys smiles to your faces, and everyone watching us, we infuse in your morning that energy that you need to get the week started.
We're starting it right, so get ready, everyone. We're going to blast off. We have quite an adventure ahead of us for this week, hopefully with some inspiration and some joy. Wake Up Nigeria is here.
Yeah, I can't contain the excitement, quite frankly. Woohoo, yeah.
Wow.
Woohoo, yeah.
It's supposed to come from here. Woohoo! That's how you do it.
That's the one.
That's how you do it.
In any case, we're thrilled to share with you every single moment for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria this hour here. It's going to be some fantastic stuff coming your way. What's happening inside the kitchen again?
Yeah, so Winfrey is having all the fun today, isn't she?
Yeah, Winfrey, how's it going in there?
It's going really well. I'm here with Chef Dami, and we're still here making... what are we making?
Well,
we're making sandwiches. I got distracted when I said Chef Dami.
Yeah, well, pleasant.
She's pleasant, isn't she?
She's really pleasant, from Pleasant Cuisine. Yeah, so we're making crabs. They're literally in the pan, already frying, and we're going to roll the sausages in those in a bit. We're also making sandwiches, and we're making omelets. So yeah, it's going to be a full spread of breakfast.
It's how when we come to the kitchen, you always have activity that you're doing, but we know that.
Yeah, what? Why? Mazino, why? Is that what you do when you're in the kitchen?
No,
I'm letting us in on your secret.
I'm always active. I'm in activity.
No, let me let you in on a secret. The chefs just want to put you to work so they can chill.
Very true, actually. Slave drivers, these chefs. In any case, my name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. You can catch every moment, and every moment counts, especially if you decide to stream. Just stream with us, fasten your seatbelts, and get ready to soar through, especially if you are on our website. That's tvcentertainment.tv. And of course, we're streaming live on YouTube, everyone. Woohoo!
And on X. So make sure that you have these and you follow all our social media platforms. We are at TVC Entertainment _, please.
Very important.
The energy is still in the house, and we've got so much available for you guys. By the way, download our app, like she said from before, available on iOS and Google Play.
Yes, indeed.
No,
social media.
iOS and Google.
Yeah, that's
I got it right before.
You got it right.
Okay, scrap everything else I said after Google Play.
Let's connect with you on social media. We can't wait to see those comments and contributions. Of course, following us at TVC Entertainment _ and our behind the scenes coverage at Wake Up Nigeria TVCE.
Coming up the rest of the hour, we have our motivation segment, and we're going to be joined by Martha Peter. Now, she's going to be talking about beyond resolutions, analyzing and relearning. It'll be very interesting, this one.
Yay.
Welcome back. Start of the next hour. We didn't have Winfrey here when we started out the show from before. And since she's the other side of the generational gap, I was wondering if we could have your submission here, Arya Star. Winfrey.
I'll start off by saying I love how we're coordinating. Everyone seems to have a touch of blue.
Ooh,
yeah, and the blues are going.
Oh, they're
when orange, that goes with brown. So like we're in some form of
it's
sync.
flowing.
Yeah. So is it time for the weather yet?
No.
We see what you're doing.
Are
What did you think about that video with Arya Star shaking
Lord.
King Sunny Ade very
God.
casually? You
First
have
of
to
all-
stay in the makeup room.
First of all, I don't think you. There's no doubt. I'm a respectful person. I go to places. I see people. I greet people. If I catch your eye.
No.
And then I don't see. First of all, I think there's different factors. There's the generational gap. Her honestly not being able to recognize him at that time, not knowing who
he was.
I don't think she didn't know. She didn't just recognize him.
No,
she
I don't
know.
think
Of course, she would have heard of King Sunny Ade.
Heard of, but
talking
not
about
know.
face. That's why I say recognize, right? So, and then there's also the greeting, right? I don't know, but I honestly believe that, yeah, I understand that with the Yoruba culture, there's a strong idea of respect that goes behind the kneeling down, the prostrating. But I honestly feel, does that disregard any other form of sign of respect? That's honestly my thoughts.
So,
to be honest,
I hear you.
that's my thoughts, right?
I also thought
so she
about...
walked, first of all, right? I don't go to an event and then greet everybody.
Huh.
No, I don't.
That
If
was
I'm
a
going to
table.
sit
That
on-
was a table of
which she wasn't sitting on. She greeted them and left. And the truth is that Nigerians are very, first of all, you know, we talk about, before her talking about greeting Burna Boy's mom, they said she ignored the woman. But the girl literally said she didn't ignore, she actually greeted her before the camera came on. But I just feel, Nigerians will find a reason to drag you.
Yeah,
I agree.
so maybe one of the
And,
reasons why she wasn't at the table, because if not...
That is not true. She honestly walked into
agree.
that...
Tell you what.
that way. Oh, now
As
it's time for the weather,
polarizing-
right?
Yes, it's time for the weather.
Time for the weather, right?
Time for the weather.
It is. Let's do the weather, please. Welcome back, second hour. Let's start with the news. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, outside of Nigeria, 3 United States service members have been killed and several others injured in what the United States describes as a drone attack near Jordan's border with Syria. President Joe Biden has warned of reprisals, saying the U.S. will hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a manner of our choosing. End of quote. He also mentioned that details of the attack is still being collected, but he believes it was carried out by Iran-backed militant groups operating in Syria and Iraq. This is the first time U.S. soldiers have been killed in strikes in the region since war in Gaza began last October. Jordan has denied that the attacks took place in its territory.
Visionary and strategist. Now, coach and trainer. She's definitely here today to discuss beyond resolutions, analysis, and relearning. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thank you, Winifred.
All right. I mean, it's been an amazing series so far, talking about what? Self-awareness and this new year motivation. We've gone 3 weeks straight, and today makes it the 4th week. Well done.
Thank
All
you.
right. So now we're talking about analyzing, relearning, and unlearning, let me just say so. I mean, we're coming from the point of like resolution. So now, why did you decide to have this conversation?
Okay, basically, I know people start the year talking about goals and all that, but I feel it's better when we take it inwards and see what we can change from ourselves before we start to talk about making impact out there.
No, okay.
So goals is about making impact out there.
Okay.
And unleashing your best self is about digging in within to bring out the best in you.
Yeah.
So I think it's important we talk about this. We have this conversation.
Amazing. I mean, then again, with the start of a new year, everybody's all about, resolution, my New Year's resolution, this, my New Year's resolution, that, right? And now this topic is tagged beyond resolution. So now, beyond setting resolutions, what are the things you say we should look out for?
Okay, beyond setting resolutions.
Yeah.
Okay, it's basically what we've been talking about for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the fourth Monday. So analyzing, defining your clear goals, then you check what is working and what is not working. Okay, before you get there, we talked about actionable steps.
Yes.
When you define what you want to do,
Yes.
what you think you want to bring to the table, then what are the steps to take? Then after doing the steps, what are the things you need to do? You need to monitor the progress. Then you come to the last phase, which is analyze it.
Yes.
So what's working, what's not working?
Okay.
That's the last phase we are meant to have today. So I think people just feel it's not work. Why people just walk off their resolutions is that they feel things are not working and they need to change, set another goal, set another thing that looks attractive or that looks quite that catches their fantasy. But basically, sometimes all you have to do is to analyze, sit back and see what didn't work. So you start with self-awareness. Am I where I'm supposed to be really? If you've been following the series, and they can even catch up to see what we discussed the first time. So what kind of environment am I made for? What kind of problems am I made to solve? So if these questions are set, okay, then I'm good. Now let's go to the esteem, the building confidence. Do I have the right mindset? Do I have the right approach to get it done? Then you go to the timeline. We spoke about that last week. Then what am I doing? What time am I supposed to have completed this? Is it realistic? So you check it, and if that is not working, why is it not working? That's when we now go to you learning or unlearning. There might be certain habits that are still pulling you down. You have to unlearn, which is what you said just now.
Yeah.
So unlearning is even part of it. Unlearn, or you come to relearning.
Relearning, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. And then we're putting all these practical steps into it to actually help us to see our resolutions through. Because it's not enough to actually say, okay, fine, I had these resolutions for the year. We need to literally go back, as you said, go through all of this and then make sure that we set resolutions that are reasonable and can be achievable. See, I've learned a lot. I see me giving out pointers. Okay, so now, what would you say is the major setback, right, from people taking these steps, from people looking beyond just setting resolutions? Because as much as you say, fine, some people quit because they feel it's not working. Some people literally just forget that they even set resolutions in the first place.
Sure.
So what would you say, I mean, causes that, basically?
Okay, let me talk about two mindsets.
Yeah.
We have what we call the growth mindset, and we have the fixed mindset. And let me use food, since you were in the kitchen just some minutes back. So think about fried rice and think about pancake. Pancake is quite fixed. You have to put milk in certain ways. Someone like me have to check book before I make pancake.
Okay.
I don't want to make mistake. You follow certain ways to make it, and then it comes out well. You don't follow certain ways, it doesn't come out well.
True.
You introduce too much it burns up.
True.
But when it comes to fried rice, you want to make fried rice, the more you're willing to explore, the better. So you put your liver, you put your green peas, you can introduce prawn, you can, if you increase the heat, it makes it more crunchy. You can make it green fried rice, or you make it white fried rice, or you make it cream fried rice. So fried rice, on that note, is on a growth mindset. It wants to take feedback. You introduce fire to it, it doesn't make it uncomfortable. It is still going to bring out what you want.
Yes,
but pancake, you introduce too much fire. I'm using fire as an uncomfortable situation of feedback, criticism. So if you're going to really thrive, if you're going to overcome the setback or try to remember that you set goals, you might need to start embracing a growth mindset. Measure the progress, not just the destination. I'm supposed to write a book by May 2024. I'm supposed to publish a book. Have I started writing? Have I met my collaborators? Have I met my publishers? Those are milestones. You need to celebrate that and not just give up. Many people feel, this is May 2024, I've not done it, then I've failed. No, that's being fixed. Growth measures the progress, while fix measure the destination. Is either you are there or you are not there.
Very true.
So I think one thing that I would really learn, that will help people to relearn and stay on point, is to embrace a growth mindset.
A growth mindset. I think that's really fabulous. Yes, of course. And I actually want to ask this question now. So a lot of people actually want to start off the year strong, right? They set goals, they set resolutions, they want to keep at it, right? The ones that genuinely want to keep at it, what would you say? What would you have to tell them? What would you like to say they should focus on to not get discouraged? Because as you've said, there will be heat introduced, to life. Do you understand, at different points? What would you say is that thing that you say keeps you going, that can also help them as well just stay fixed and focused on their goals?
Okay.
Besides, having the growth mindset.
Okay, your big why.
All right.
Why? If the purpose of a thing is not known, then abuse is inevitable.
Very true.
If you don't know why you want to do it, then you can give up anytime. So the major thing, you said one key thing now is, why are you doing what you're doing in 2024? Why do you want to do it? Because if the why is wrong, then there might be less motivation to even get it done.
Yeah, very
so
true.
Why do you want to? It should tend towards solving a problem. It should tend towards betterment of you or the community.
True.
So if you're doing that, if you know that thing is going to change your community, it's going to change life, then why do you want to just stay away? And there's going to be obstacles. From the first time when we were talking about the last time we were talking about setting realistics, we mentioned there's going to be obstacles. So, but the why, when I'm setting my why, you should, in analysis, you should even know what kind of obstacles can come up. So when it comes, when you start to see the obstacle, you're like, yes, this is supposed to be, and this is what I can do. So I think knowing your big why would help you to stay on course to do what you're meant to do.
Amazing. I think that's actually very interesting. Keep your vision right in front of you and just keep on pushing, knowing you're well. I think it's been amazing having these conversations with you over this time. And I mean, we've definitely learned so much. And we hope that very soon you'll come back with another series to actually help us through 2024. Maybe by then it'll be half of the year, so that you can help us to keep pushing till the end of the year. Thank you so much,
Thank
Martha.
you, Winfrey.
Definitely interesting having you here. All right, and that's all we're taking on motivation right now. We're going on a quick break, and when we come back, still so much happening here on Wake Up Nigeria.
All right, now if there's one thing I've always loved, it's learning from amazing women. And SME owners these days, women are doing very, very well, especially in this particular sector. On our SME segment today, we are joined by Ogochukwu Helen Okafor, CEO of La Patrona Signature, and Okuku by La Patrona. Right? Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
I did? All right. So, my CEO, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning.
This makeup business, I'm always jealous in all you queens of the makeup industry, who every weekend, cha-ching, cha-ching, credit alert, you know? But it must be a lot of work. It must be a lot of work.
Yes.
Talk to us about your journeys.
Okay, first of all, thank you for inviting me.
You are so welcome.
It's been an amazing journey so far, I wouldn't even lie. It's one of resilience, persistence, and patience. Because if you're not patient, you get frustrated. It's quite frustrating because you have to put in the energy, the resources, the time. It's quite time consuming. And my journey so far has been one of grace, like I would say, because it started way back before university. And even while at university, it was something I thought of.
A lot of people say they started in school, you know, like that was their launching pad. But it's not easy working with your colleagues, your age mates, or your classmates. You know, was that where you first noticed, you know, that you could really do this business?
Okay, basically, I think I noticed before university.
Okay.
So I would always still lip gloss and do it for my friends. So before, when I went into university, I generally just said, you know what, I wanted to do something because I always knew I was not going to be a 9-to-5 person. So I wanted to do something. And I found myself tilting towards the beauty part of business. And I told myself, you know what, why not train for it. But at the time, the resources was not available, so I faced YouTube and started to learn and learn and learn.
So YouTube University helped your ministry?
Exactly, yes. At least that's where we started from before officially going to learn professionally in 2014. And so far, it's been an amazing journey.
So hop, skip, and jump 10 years later, 2014 to 2024. Obviously, the industry has changed, it's evolved over time. But it is very key. The key thing is women want to look beautiful.
Exactly.
Right? Yes. So what are the different aspects of your business? Is it just makeup, or do you do the gele and everything else? Talk to us about different levels.
Okay, so in my business, we have the makeup aspect.
Yeah.
We do the personal training, professional training. We also do hairstyling. So because I had to, at some point, I realized that I was not even just only a makeup person. I would experiment over time with hair as well, because there are times you need to create a makeup look and you also need someone to style the hair. There was nobody, so I just found myself juggling both. And I told myself, why not put the two together, which actually came together and it's been beautiful. So we do trainings, personal, professional, and also hairstyling, traditional Edo hairstyling, then the English bridal hairstyling.
So in the beginning, when I introduced you, there's something else you do, okuku. What's that about?
Okay, okuku is the Edo traditional hairstyling.
Okay, all right.
So that's why, that's where I got the name okuku.
That is very elaborate, though.
Yes, it is.
It takes time.
Yes, it is.
How long does the average, or the most basic of Edo hairstyles take?
About 45 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
45 minutes to an hour.
Put that together.
Yes.
Wow, wow. Okay, so you get to fly in and out of a lot of places then with your work. Let's talk about the challenges now, because we've made it seem very rosy and, you know, hey, 10 years have gone by. Doing business in Nigeria generally is tough, but then surviving, or let's say thriving over 10 years, what do you think are those things that helped you along the way?
Okay, like I said earlier, being patient.
Okay.
And always ready to put in the work. Like I tell people, you need to put in the work, you need to put in the time, you need to put in the resources. If you are not interested in doing those, just forget about it. Because you would, like, when I train people, the first question I ask them is, are you ready? Because it might look glamorous when the pictures come out and you're like, oh, she's looking all fly. But the question is, are you ready to put in the work? People don't even know that there are health challenges with being a makeup artist, because you literally have to stand about an hour, 2 hours to get, sometimes 3 hours to get a bride ready. You are there with her till the event is over, or you're there with the client till the event. So it's time consuming. You have to also consider your safety, because there are times we pretty have to leave home very early. And it's a lot of things. But the truth is, if you're patient, if you're persistent, and if you're ready to put in the work and your resources as well, trust me.
Okay. All right, I want to touch on the issue of the market itself. Now, it's really grown. There was a time there were only maybe 4, 5 key makeup queens and kings out there. The big names, the Auntie Binkpes, the Bio Hastrops, Banker Meshidas. Those were the owners of the market. But now it feels like everyone is doing this. Everyone's in makeup. Everyone can tie gele. How have you been able to stand out?
Okay, basically for me, it's just, there's one thing I tell people about makeup. It's finding, like we say, find your niche and stay there. Like, first of all, I would say I found the style of makeup I wanted to be identified with. And I followed through, and also having to consistently try to improve my skills. Like you mentioned, those are our founding fathers, and they will continue to be, like, great respect to them. And I'm so happy that there were people that paved the way for us, because without them, we won't be here, basically. But for me, it's just been having to put in the work every time. It's not, you don't always feel like putting in the work, but you just have to do it. Like, having to put in the work every time.
So now, also, I did mention earlier that the industry has evolved. and it's also become a branding issue. So right now, yes, the clientele list, the consistency, you've got that down. Do you believe the branding is the next thing for you, or do you want to just stay on that train? So when I say branding, I'm thinking of the Taras of this world who they know their name probably even more than the artists themselves. You know, the Zarons. Think about that particular aspect of things in this industry. Where do you move from here?
Okay, basically for me, it's it would be from a place of building a stronger clientele, much more than I have right now.
Okay. Building
a stronger one. Then I would love to brand one day, like have my own brand. It's a dream, and it's something that I would love to have one day. So for me, it's just creating greater clienteles, serving more people that appreciate my style of makeup, and also see where God leads us from there.
All right. Yeah, I love the God aspect of this because a lot of people now are thinking about cutting their coats according to their fabric and not their size. When it comes to making money in this industry, is it as rosy as people think? When it comes to costing, I know it's a lot of money for the average person to spend on makeup, but people are still spending the money. So talk to us about that aspect.
Okay, so truthfully for me, makeup is not as rosy as people think it is. Because, like I tell people, when people talk to me, I tell them, you see, I might not have enough cash in my bank, but my makeup kit and my hair kit is what way more than I would have in my bank, because my account rather, because it's financially draining. It is. And it's mentally draining because you have to deal with different people with different personality. You need to know how to handle these people, because you can't even start to imagine how it is to probably get to a client at 7 a.m. to do their makeup, and they're probably not morning people, and they're just snapping at you. You need to, you need to know how to handle these people. So basically, it's not as rosy as people think. Like I tell people, if you're aspiring makeup artist, if you are, like I tell people, it's patience. If you are not patient, it's not like, oh, you start today and tomorrow. Some people, it took less time. For some of us, it took a longer time. But you need to be patient enough to put in the work, to put in the resources, because it's exhausting sometimes. There are times I'll just tell myself, who sent you? Should have just looked for something easier, but on the bottom line, there's nothing really.
Well, we definitely wish you all the best with your endeavors from here on out. And after being here for 10 years, I don't think anything could take you down.
Exactly.
But we are definitely going to be looking out for what's next for La Patrona Signature and Okuku by La Patrona. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
At this point, we would like to share our breakfast with you. We have our Chef Pleasant and Winfrey in the kitchen ready to receive us. You are ready to receive us, yes?
Oh, and it's about to, we're about to call it a wrap.
Yes, we are.
Today, welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. Our makeup artist, cum hairstylist.
Yes,
your works are really, really beautiful. Really, really pretty. So Chef Dami is here, and his husband here, putting together this amazing meal, and would like for you to try it out and let us know exactly what you think about it.
Chef Pleasant,
right?
how are you doing?
I'm okay.
She's Chef Dami, not Chef Pleasant.
What? No, she's pleasant now.
Chef Dami, not Chef Pleasant.
Pleasant.
Of Pleasant
I like
cuisine.
the name Pleasant.
So Chef,
Okay.
so Chef, tell us what exactly you put together for us.
All right, so right on your plates, we have the egg chicken sandwich.
Okay.
This is banana syrup.
Okay.
And then this is baked beans with omelets.
Yes.
Okay.
Full
Banana
spread
syrup.
breakfast.
What's in the sandwich?
Avocado with chicken and lettuce.
Avocado.
Go ahead and try it, please. Would like to know what you think and how it tastes.
I'll go with the
whatever
omelette
you want to
first.
taste.
Omelette. Good old omelette.
Okay. Let's do
I'm looking forward myself.
Yes, sir.
But you won't get to.
Nice.
Ooh, Okay, all right.
That's all we need to
All
hear.
right, fantastic.
It's been a great show so far for a Monday and the start of the week. We're looking forward to having you guys stay with us all the way up until Friday. Of course, you guys know this is the one place to get every single dose of happiness, especially at the start of the morning.
So now, make sure you tell a friend that we are streaming live on YouTube, guys. Yes, we're live on YouTube and live on X. So you can send those links out, forward them, click that notification bell so you do not miss a thing.
But most importantly, we'll be back here live tomorrow. See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.